everyone, this is Lori. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I have a really cute little angel project for you that I think you're really going to enjoy. So with that said, stay tuned and I'll show you exactly what you need to put everything together. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is 2.5-inch wired ribbon. Now I bought this ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I did not pay $9.99. I paid half that price because everything is half off right now. I would never pay this price for wired ribbon. Now I chose the wired ribbon that looks and feels more like fabric. It's not thick, it's thin, but I would stay away from the cheap nylon wired ribbon. I don't think it'll work as well. Get something that has the look and feel of more of fabric than it does nylon. Okay? So I cut two pieces, one at 8.5 inches and the other one at 8 inches. Alright? So I'm going to take the 8.5-inch piece, that'll be for the body, and I'm just folding over just the very tips right here, because if you don't, then what's going to happen is the wire is going to poke out at the ends. Alright? And I'm also going to take just the smallest amount of Fabri-Tac and just glue it down. And like I said, just the smallest amount, okay? You don't want a large amount on this because we're going to be needing to gather up the ends in the next step. And if it's real thick, any type of glue, if it's real thick, it's not going to work as well, of course. So you want just to smear it on. Okay, and then I'll keep this down like this. Alright. And it will adhere after a moment or two. It takes a few seconds there. And so we're going to allow this to dry thoroughly, okay? And you're going to do the exact same thing with your 8-inch piece, alright? So I'm going to do that off camera, where I'm going to fold these up and glue them, and when they're completely dried, then we'll be back. Okay, so we did both of these ribbon pieces, so now we're going to take the longer 8.5-inch piece. And these ends are thoroughly dry, and that's important because I don't know what it is, but when this glue is wet, it melts the little tiny clear rubber bands on contact. Not sure why, but that's why you have to make sure it's thoroughly dry. Okay, so I'm going to take out one of these little clear rubber bands, and I'm going to fold this in half like that. Make sure it's nice and even. And you're going to start making little pleats like this at the top. Alright, just like that. See? And then you're going to take the clear rubber band. I'm having a hard time seeing where it is. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Okay. And I'm just going to wrap this around 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay. So there we go. We're going to straighten it up. Doesn't look like much right now, but I guarantee you it will. Okay, so now we're going to cut these off, or this part off. About half of it, I'd say. See, I'll show you. Okay, we're cutting that off. Because we want maybe this much of it showing, just enough to be able to wrap a little ribbon around it. Okay, so I'm going to take a little piece of thin iridescent white ribbon. Just a little piece. Make sure it's nice and even too. Okay. Now for this part, of course, I'm not using Fabri-Tac because I can't put Fabri-Tac on the little clear rubber bands. So for this part, I'm going to use my mini detail glue gun, okay? I'm just going to put the tiniest amount here, and I'm going to let the glue cool just a few seconds, not to where it's hard, but just a few seconds to where it won't melt the rubber band. And then I'm going to wrap this around like so. Cooled a little too much, so let's do this. See how I barely put any on? Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna cut this part off here. Okay. See? I don't want that showing in the front though, so I'm gonna have to cut a little more off here. And making these dolls is all about adjusting them here and adjusting them there. And you'll have to do that from time to time. There we go. That's what I wanted, because I wanted this to be the front part. So see, this is what we have up close. Okay? Alright. And I guarantee you this will all work out. Okay, so this is the body. Now for the wings, we're gonna fold this over like this, just at the very edge here. We're gonna glue this together. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a little bit of the Fabri-Tac glue, okay? But we have to make sure that it's completely dried. Alright? Can't have any wet Fabri-Tac because we're going to be using a clear rubber band. So this is going to dry completely. Okay? When it's dried completely, we'll be back. Okay, so this is dried. And what we're going to do is make sure the seam is in the back part of the wings. And we're just going... It's really not that difficult. It just looks more difficult. I'm making it look difficult, I guess. Okay. New rubber band. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. See? Sometimes it takes a moment or two to kind of adjust things, which is what I'm... Alrighty. So there we go. We have our angel wings that are, it's going to be placed about here. Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right about here, right below the neck area. Gotta push this hot glue down. I'm putting a fairly good amount. Now this has a rubber band on it, so I'm going to let it cool for just a couple seconds here. Okay, now I'm going to place this right here. Okay, so you see how we have this now? Okay. Yeah, everything will look pretty when you put it all together. Move it around a little bit. Okay. So you can kind of see where I placed the wings. Alright. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the angel's head, and I'll go get that for you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to squirt some hot glue in here, because we're going to put this little eye screw in there, and that's for a reason. Okay, and this little face here, little head, is from Temu. It's about 20 millimeters, and you get a whole bag of them for a really cheap price. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up as much as I can and wipe some of that off. See, and you can see the hot glue coming out of the bottom. Alright, so that's what we want. We want it filled up like that. And then when it's completely dry, we just screw the little eye screw right in there. Okay, so that's going to dry, and then I'll come back and we'll do that. Okay, so this looks like it's pretty dried, so I'm going to screw this in here. Okay, and we're going to make sure that it's facing the front, like that. Okay, see where the eye screw is? We're going to make it face the front, because after we put the hair on, we're going to slip this little 9mm jump ring right through here, and the ribbon will go right through there. Okay? Alright. So we're going to place this head on top of the body right now. Like that. You might be thinking, well, what about that glue around the very bottom? Don't worry, I'll show you what we're going to do there. We just want to make sure that this is dried and on here. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so then what we're going to do is take a little bit of this gold cord. We're just going to wrap it around the neck here. Now, it might look perfectly fine. You might not need to do that, and that's okay. But I'm just showing you that, you know, if you do happen to need it, then that's what you do. And just cut off the length of cord. And what I can do is, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of this fabric tack here. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Make sure that it's, yeah, just a little bit like that. Just kind of smear it on the cord a little bit. You don't want it all yucky, just, and I'm just going to place that around the side of her neck, like that, just to get it started. And just wrap the cord around a few times. That's all you have to do. And then it just looks like she's wearing a royal necklace. Okay? And then on the back, just a tad. Not even a dot, just a just run that, the last of the cord around there, and just cut it off like that. That's all you do. And if you don't have Fabri-Tac, that's fine. You can use any kind of clear glue. But I know the Fabri-Tac usually sets up pretty quickly. And if you have any little pieces hanging out, you can always go back in there and snip them off like that. Okay? Alright, I know she's bald, but I guarantee you it's going to look really cute by the time we're finished. Alright, so the next part is her hair, and I just buy this embroidery floss, and it's like 54 cents or something like that at Hobby Lobby. It's in where the yarn is. And just slip these like that, okay? Now this is 6 inches, alright? So what I do is usually we'll try to find the middle with some gold cord. Same thing that I just showed you. And place it at the 3-inch mark. And then I'm going to tie it. Like that. And once you have it like that, just give it a couple more little knots. Like this. Okay. Then I'm just gonna cut this off. Okay. Alright. And then you're going to take your scissors and do this at the ends. Like that. Don't worry, we'll trim this all up. The part where the knot is, I like that to be at the bottom when I'm putting it on the head. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a tiny little bit of hot glue on the head, and we're going to put this towards the front. We can still see the eye hook. We're going to go around the eye hook. Okay, but we're going to start by putting a little glue, little hot glue around the front part. Not too far down, because you don't want any hot glue, you know, on her forehead or anything like that. But what I do is I just kind of wait a few seconds just to where that kind of holds, and then I can mess with the rest of the hair. See? And we're going to pull the hair, see, on the sides like this. Like that, see? It'll look pretty by the time we're finished. See how it's down a little ways, but it's not covering her forehead completely. Okay. See, and then we turn this around, and what I do is I put just a dab of hot glue around here, just enough to kind of hold it like that. Okay, the eye screw is still going to show, but the head should not show. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, I'm going to open this up, and we're going to put some hot glue here and right here. Okay, alright, so here we go. We're going to kind of spread that out a little bit. Alright, there we go. Kind of push it together here. Don't worry, we're going to put it in a ponytail. But you're just kind of closing that part up. Okay, And we'll trim it, put it in a ponytail, all that other stuff, okay? I'm going to let this dry for just a second. Just a second. Make sure it's on there like we want it. Okay. And then, where is my little toothbrush I had to brush this? Okay, I'll have to look for it in a moment. Hold on. I have to look for my little toothbrush. Okay, yeah, so, I got the toothbrush, and I'm just going to brush it down a little bit. And then I'm going to take one of those clear rubber bands again. Okay. And I'm going to put her hair in a little ponytail. I'm going to attempt to, I'm just going to wrap the rubber band around a couple of times. And let's see how it looks from the front. Looks okay from the front, huh? Okay, so I'm just going to brush it a little more. So now you're going to trim it up. And so, gosh, I wish this would look a little better. Maybe if I do this. Okay. That should help. Yeah. All right. There we go. That looks a little better, doesn't it? Okay, so next we're going to add some little embellishments to our angels. And I already put one embellishment on her. I took one of these little rhinestone Dollar Tree hearts, and with a tiny bit of hot glue, I placed it right here in the middle of her part, okay? Then I took some embroidery thread and I strung 6 seed beads, 9 of the white and 9 of the gold. And you can use upholstery thread, anything you want with a beading needle. So I'm going to place a little bit of hot glue, just a tiny amount, around the edge here, okay? Just the smallest amount. And I'm going to place this on the back of her head, making sure that eye screw in there is showing, okay? Alright, so she has a little halo now. Now next I am going to put that little 9mm jump ring through the eye screw, okay? And you can use 9mm or 10mm, it doesn't matter. Okay. And I'm just going to open that up. And it slips on real easily. And honestly, you should do this before you put the crown on. I just slipped up this time and realized after I put the crown on that I needed to put the little jump ring on. But that's okay, it worked out. And we have the jump ring on here. And you just put some like gold cord through there if you're going to hang it on the Christmas tree. Alright? So the next thing we're going to do is add a little embellishment there. So once again, I'm taking a Dollar Tree embellishment. I'm just going to take one of these little circles here. And with my hot glue gun, I'll put just the tiniest amount on here and place this right here on her neck, like that. Now on the back, see some like little glue strings. I'm going to place this little bow that I made out of the, I think this was a 1/8 inch, yeah, 1/8 inch wire ribbon. And I'm not going to hot glue it on the rubber band because I don't want it to pop. I'll just do it a little bit above it, like that. Alright, so I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue right here in the middle. Maybe blow on it a few times to cool it down. And then I'm going to put this right here. And I think I'm going to put one of those little circles again from the Dollar Tree right here, the little rhinestone circles. Okay. So let me get that, and then I'm going to place some more hot glue, just a little bitty dab on there. And I'm going to place this right in the middle of the bow, like that. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Straighten her up a little bit. Okay. So, this is, oh, let me lift up the camera. Okay. So this is pretty much what we have. And I think they both turned out really cute. There's their hair. And like I said, I will put some gold cord through that jump ring on both of them. But that's pretty much it. I hope you really enjoyed this video. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. You take care now, and God bless you. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.